This crypto puzzle right here literally has $10,000 worth of crypto locked up inside of it. And I'm going to tell you how to solve the puzzle. Stay till the end of the video because I'm going to show you every single tool that you need to actually crack this puzzle. But I'm just warning you guys. I can show you how to solve it. But solving it is actually very tricky. I mean, nobody's done it yet. It's been up for many months now, maybe almost a year. This puzzle's been around. And this puzzle has 1 million Hex tokens, Hex cryptocurrency, locked inside of it. You know, at one point that was worth $500,000. Today it's worth $10,000. But look, guys, we just saw Hex do a 164% rise in the last 2 weeks alone. So what could be $10,000 today, could be $20,000 tomorrow, could be, again, if we go back to the all-time high, this puzzle is actually worth $500,000. So how this puzzle works is that actually in this image, see this image with the fat girl and the skinny girl and the avocados and stuff? This image represents 12 words that unlocks a private key, otherwise known as seed words, that unlock a crypto wallet. So every wallet can be hacked or can be restored if you know the 12-word seed phrase. Okay, so there's 12 words, and look, instructions are very simple. Image conveys 12 words. The game ends when the wallet is drained. Up until now, I think it's been 8 or 9 months. No one's been able to do this, including me. I probably spent like 8 or 9 hours on this, literally. And I'm not including the time it took for the software that I'm using, and I'm going to show you, to hash through all the different guesses. All right, if we take that into consideration, I spent way too long on this. Anyway, I'm giving up on this. Okay, I'm not going to spend any more time on this, but if you want to try it, I'm going to show you how to do it. You can download the image right here. All right, download the image right there. This is the image. And again, within this image, there are 12 words. And you're going to have to start writing them down. Now, how do you know which words they could be? I mean, it could literally be any word in the English language, right? Well, if we Google BIP39 word list, all right, BIP39 word list, let's click right here on the GitHub. These words right here, there's about 2,048 words on this list. And these are all the words that are possible to be in the combination of 12 seed words for a seed phrase, okay? A lot of different blockchains, a lot of different EVMs, they all use the same BIP39 word list. Basically, this was a Bitcoin invention, all right? Bitcoin invented this, and everyone's using the same word list for the most part. Maybe not Solana, but most blockchains use this word list. And again, if you guess the 12 words within this list that are represented by this image, you can restore the wallet, you can take the 1 million Hex, and you can cash it out. You can do whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to sell half, maybe you want to stake the other half, because if you manage to crack this, just realize that you might regret if you dump it all right away. Again, this was worth $500,000 at one point in history. Now, some of the words are obvious. Okay, some of the words are going to be obvious, like avocado, peanut, cattle, insect. Some of these words are obvious, and you're going to start wanting to write them down. But some of them, it gets very tricky because some of them could be multiple words, right? Like, is the word cattle or is it mammal? And for all these women, like, what is it? Is it sister? Is it fat? Is it her reaction, right? Is it surprised? Are we talking about hair? Are we talking about glasses? Because, I mean, one's got hair, one's wearing glasses. There's a light switch over there. That seems pretty obviously like the word switch. But there's really only 4 or 5, maybe 6 words, like pottery down here, that I can actually be confident in. And the other words, you have to kind of guess. That's the tricky part. You might think it's easy, but trust me, it's harder than it looks. Because if it was easy, somebody would have cracked it by now. Somebody would have done this already. Now here's all the helpful links. They're all on defipuzzle.xyz. All right, link in the description below, defipuzzle.xyz. This will tell you how to download a wallet, right, if you don't have Rabby or MetaMask. This will tell you the total list that I just showed you, the BIP39 word lists, of all the 2,048 possible seed words. And here you could publicly see that there is an address sitting right here. It's on hexscout.com. You could see right now, 1 million tokens right there. 1 million tokens. Some people are even putting other tokens in here, right? People have actually been sending random other coins. So there's like $180 of, random stuff that people are just sending. And it shows you how to enter the network settings for Pulse Chain, how to look at the token statistics of Hex, how to see that maybe if you do crack the code, you might want to actually stake some of this out for maybe a year or two, depending on when you crack it. And here's puzzle clues, guys. This is a very important part. Puzzle clues, if we click here, it takes you to a video. And guys, look at all these, right? Look at that very beginning part. This is the most important part because they give you a pointer that points to every single thing that represents a word. Now you might say, oh, that's great. It's so easy. It's still really difficult, right? You're pointing to the insect over here. Okay, that's probably insect. It's probably avocado. It's probably peanut. Those are obvious. But what are we pointing to over here? Like, is this glasses? Or is this a surprised face? Or is this a girl? Like, is this pointing to her arm? Or is this pointing to a woman in general? And there's a tool you can use where you don't have to know the exact 12 words. You can make a couple of different guesses, but the more uncertain you are about each word, it adds exponentially more time onto each guess. So I'm going to show you right now, guys. This is the tool that you need to use. Just Google BTC Recover. And this BTC Recover in GitHub right here, this is the program you need to download. And you can just read through the documentation. Read through the BTC Recover documentation. Again, Google BTC Recover. Click on this. And you just run this program. First of all, you download it from GitHub. Put it in like a documents folder. Then you CD into the folder, okay? You gotta use command line for this, so if you're scared of command line, I don't know what to tell you, but literally command line is just, you're going into a folder, you're running a program, and you're running an exact script, okay, where you just copy and paste the script from the documentation over here. And the script will point to a file. You'll have to save that file in a particular location, and every file that you save, once you want BTC Recover to run through every possible combination, right, you save a file with 12 words as your guess. And this program is going to run through every combination of those 12 words, which ends up being like 12 factorial. And 12 factorial is basically 479 million guesses. So you're also going to need a GPU for this. I've got a GPU on my desktop computer. I was able to run through one instance of a 12-word factorial guess. And my computer personally is able to do this in about an hour. Maybe it's like 1 to 2 hours. You have to also enable GPU versus CPU computing. I mean, read the documentation. And there's settings you can set in the primary function to make it so that it uses your GPU rather than your CPU. That's going to save you a ton of time. It's a very valuable tip right there. If you try to use your CPU, it's going to take you days just to get through one permutation. And again, you're going to have to be guessing a lot of these, right? A lot of these 479 million guesses, it's going to take a lot of them. Because again, like, you might have 6 or maybe 8 out of the 12 words, but for those last 4 words, what is it? Is it sister? Is it fat? Is it talking about her arm? Right? So here's another useful trick, right? If you can actually add 2 words, like let's say you're not sure about a couple of words in the word list, you're trying to decide, is it mammal or cattle? Now, between you and me, I think it's cattle. I'd usually go with the more specific word. I mean, maybe that's wrong though. Maybe that's just a fallacy that I'm not doing. But if you have mammal or cattle, you separate them by a space, and it'll actually try the whole list twice, one time using mammal and then the second time using cattle. But now this adds exponentially more time, right? Because if you have, let's say, 11 out of 12 words, but for that 12th word, you're trying to decide between 2 words, you're going to double the time that it takes. So you're going to double this. It's going to do twice as many guesses. It's going to do 479 million times 2 guesses, which is going to take double the time. And let's say you're unsure about another word, right? Let's say you're unsure about word 10 and 11. Well, this is going to make it take 4 times as long. Or let's say you're trying to decide between 3 words, right? Maybe you're unsure. Now you want to decide between 3 words for one of them, and then 2 words. Now it's going to take 6 times as long, because you've got to do this route plus the route with cattle, and then these 2, and then the route with word, and then these 2. So it's going to take exponentially longer the more uncertain you are about the more words, about the number of words, and about the number of alternative words for each word. You know what I mean? So give this a try. Don't waste your whole life on it. But maybe if you're super smart, maybe you want to try to crack the code, get $10,000 for free, and you get to learn about hex in the process, because you can also stake your hex. If you crack the code, you get some hex out of this, you might want to consider staking it. Maybe stake half for the long term and then half for the short term. 1 year from now, guys, hex could be at $1, and you might regret the fact that you sold it all at $10,000, what would be worth $1 million if you just had the patience to wait for a year. So there you have it, guys. This is the hint, and you can follow DeFi Puzzle on Twitter as well. They might be giving out more hints on Twitter as well. Here is the DeFiPuzzle.xyz. This is the image. This is the hint. And this is the tool, BTC Recover. And this is the word list, BIP39 word list. You've got everything you need. Good luck out there. Personally, I find it easier just to go buy hex, just to go make money and buy hex. But maybe if you can solve this, or if you get lucky, it might be like winning the lottery. So if you think you have what it takes to get the 12 seed words, you know what to do. But just from my personal experience, I'm just saying, it's much easier than you might think at first. Use a GPU, use BTC Recover. Don't waste your whole life on this, but you just might learn something about crypto. You might learn something about how private keys work. You might win a whole bunch of money. Like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. I will see you on the next one.